Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Another art journal page today. I did this one a couple of months ago. I'm going through my laptop and editing and voiceovering quite a few today. So this is a black and white picture that was in my altered wine book. I have now finished this half of the book. My book split into two because I stick too much stuff in it apparently and didn't remove enough pages. Learning from that, love working in altered books. So a while ago I stuck the sticker waste that you can see, like the alphabet sticker waste, on this page and a bit of washi down the bottom, and it sat in my book for a very long time because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to utilize these black and white pages in my book, but still learning how to do it. Some of them I just heard over and just did whatever on the page. So I decided to go in with some, I didn't want to lose the black and white image sort of, and that, so I went in with some Micador metallic translucent paints. They're almost like watercolors, so you can see I'm actually taking the white off the page and putting some purple and green in, and I do apologize for the glare. I keep saying I'm going to work on my lighting and I just don't get there. I need to purchase a second light so we can have light from two directions and hopefully that'll stop the glary blobs of light. I don't know. I often do my filming at night, so I don't have any natural light, or the natural light is not very good when I film during the day. So just wanting to basically take out any of the white spaces with these paints, these translucent paints. And I end up loving this layout. What I wanted to do more in my art journaling is actually journal more. My art journals are more art lately, and I mentioned this in another video, but I have, a couple of years ago I did do a diploma of art therapy, and it was fascinating doing that, and I learnt a lot personally as well. One day I'd love that to be my career, but yeah, one day for everything. One day comes eventually. Probably need to do a bit more study though. So yes, so I wanted to do more. I want to do more journaling in my art, as well as the art, if that makes sense. So this page was one of the first ones. Once I'd put the paint on, I didn't really know what to do after that. It needed something, but I didn't want to detract from the black and white pictures. I just didn't know what to do. Isn't that terrible? So I end up journaling on this page, and you'll see that in a minute. So just taking my excess paint and grabbing my other half of the book and just adding some to this page that I just keep slapping stuff on, and eventually it turns into a new art page as well. So the great thing about art journaling is you don't waste anything. If you put too much paint out, I tend to grab either a piece of paper, piece of drop paper, or another art journal and just lay the paint down, and eventually it will get more layers and layers. Sometimes I wipe off a stencil in there, or stencil through the stencil onto another page to use up the paint, and eventually gets turned into an art page as well. So just drying off that paint, it was a very thin layer, so it didn't take long to dry at all. Grabbed my white chalk Ola pen. I managed to grab these ones quite cheap. They were $2 on Amazon if you signed up to Amazon Prime, which I did, and then did all my Christmas shopping on Amazon, so that was a good bargain. So just wanting to do some scribble journaling to get some thoughts down on the paper. I did this back in January and I was having a particularly hard month. Just everything. At one stage my motto was, let's wake up and see what turns to SHIT that day. It was just, it felt like in January everything I touched just turned to SHIT. It was just getting laughable at the end of January. It was just ridiculous. Do you ever have times like that where you just have time after time where things just don't go your way? That was my January. So by the end of January, I was over January and ready for 2020. Now doing this voiceover in early April, things have picked up a bit. Not everything I touch turns to crap or shit. Not yet anyway. I'm sure I'll have some more of that during 2019. So necessarily not wanting to be able to read my messy handwriting or wanting you to read it. There goes a yawn because it is getting quite late at night. Knocking out quite a few of these voiceovers today. So don't feel like you can't read my writing, that's sort of not the point. It's more getting it out of my head and on paper, and that seems to help your thought process and the process of, that's what art journaling is to me. Don't necessarily like this page, but it's done, it's filled. Art journaling for me is not about the finished process. And I grabbed some hairspray because this is a chalk marker. I didn't want the chalk to rub off. Sometimes when I do it over paint, it does tend to rub off, and because it is a chalk marker. So a coat of hairspray works wonders, and the cheaper the hairspray, the better. So usually just go for your home brand ones. That's not a home brand one because that was the only one I had in my stash. Obviously I don't use it on my hair. A few still photos at the end, so if you like these kind of videos, I know this one was nice and short and sweet, like my video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.